Okay, so welcome to this session. There aren't that many people left in the room, so that means that you can ask more questions. I think this is an interesting session. I've been asked to provide sort of a primer to connected TV or smart TV, which is sort of a bit peripheral to the sort of the core of this event. But I think it's likewise very interesting because it's a connected screen which provides value to consumers. Connected TV or smart TV is sort of a very new industry, but it is exploding in terms of usage. So I will provide hopefully a few good ideas for those of you who are here and also show what is happening in that specific industry. So all in all, I think the core focus for me here is to introduce everyone to connected TV, show some examples. It might not be clear for everyone what connected TV is, what smart TV is all about, and I have a few examples for you to show what is possible. And then I wanted to touch upon a few do's and don'ts if you are planning to do some sort of application for connected TVs. So, to take a step back, what is connected TV? The key thing is about the question, what is TV? And TV to me is all about the mindset that you have in the living room. It's all about a lean-back experience. It's all about enjoying content in a relaxed atmosphere. It's the so-called 10-foot user experience is key. You are interacting in some ways with this experience, with some sort of content experience, but it's still sort of a relaxed and sort of lean-back environment. And I think this will remain in the future. Of course, there will be new devices and new connectivity features and so on, but still, in the future, consumers really enjoy this experience. So that will remain. What is happening now is that TV, in essence, will grow from will change from a one-directional to a bi-directional medium. So far, TV is essentially distributing the same thing to everyone, and you can tune into the content that you like. So it's a one-directional communication medium. Now it's bi-directional. So if every TV device, whatever that might be, can communicate up and down, you will be able to provide a more personalized experience. You will be able to consume content in a different way or applications in a different way. Everything from BBC iPlayer to Love Film or anything that provides a new content experience. To put this in a context, there will be 500 million connected TV devices in the world in just 3 years. So 500 million devices, which is dwarfed by the total market of TVs, which is like 2.5 billion TVs that are active in the world. But it's still 500 million connected TV devices is a huge market globally. And these 500 million active TV devices in the living room, that's the market opportunity. How do you reach consumers via these devices? I think this will be just a radical consumer change, radical industry change as sort of the event of the connected PC or the event of the connected mobile phone or smartphone. But it will be different, of course, because there are different players in this industry and there are different consumer behavior. So how do people actually use connected TV today? I mean, in 3 years from now, I said that there were 500 million TV devices, but what about today? So here are some figures from the UK today, and we see that it is actually used quite a lot. So it's not a mass market yet, but it is used by the consumers who have a smart TV. So 55% of the owners of a connected TV actually use it always or frequently. It is a sort of early adopter market, typical early adopter market, you know, a bit more sort of urban, affluent, a bit more techy. 81% of the users are in the sort of youngish age group, 18 to 34. But active users are using this quite a lot. So about 9 applications on average downloaded to their TV devices. Which I think is quite a lot. Of course, we're not seeing sort of iPhone type of usage yet, but you need to start somewhere. We see this growing across the board, well, except for the 81% of usage in the youngish age group. That will, of course, decline over time. But I think in general, we see the usage growing across the board. One question I always get is what is connected TV? What is smart TV? And I personally think that anything in the living room that is online is sort of a connected TV device. But I've highlighted a few of the most common ones on this slide. So we have TVs and Blu-ray players, the bigger brands in the TV Blu-ray player industry, you know, the consumer electronics brands that you find in retail. You have the media devices, which are standalone devices that could be connected to your TV, and you consume some sort of content or applications via those devices. And you have the game consoles, which shouldn't be forgotten. There is a huge install base of game consoles in the market, and they're adding application capabilities to those. Of course, gaming has always been there, but now you have the external application capabilities to these devices, which is really powerful for a certain type of target group. So globally, there are about 15 to 20 platforms, and this will remain over the next couple of years. So what do my company do? So we're an enabler for this ecosystem. So we're making sure that anyone who launches a TV, so has sort of TV content or TV application aspirations, they can launch on any device in the market. We're about 150 people with offices in 6 countries. So in this specific market, we're the market leaders. Let me run through a few examples of applications to bring you sort of the context of the connected TV. It's sort of more hands-on. As I mentioned, the TV is all about the living room and lean-back experience. And of course, when you go into the living room and have a lean-back content experience, the first thing that springs to mind is TV channel content, whatever is already available, but packaged in a new way. And that is exactly what has been most successful to date. So the first example I have is from one of our US customer, which is HBO. So HBO, I'm sure all of you know about HBO, and they have a very premium brand for consumers, right? So everyone knows about HBO. They're paying $20 per month for their HBO subscription, but they can only enjoy that HBO subscription through their set-top box, through their TV device that they have you know, from Comcast or Time Warner Cable or something similar. So what we have done, what HBO wants to do, is to provide to all their subscribers the possibility of enjoying HBO content on other devices, not the set-top box, the Comcast set-top box, but through other devices. For example, a Samsung TV, a Roku media player, a Xbox 360. And if you have those devices, you just log on to your HBO account, and you can enjoy HBO Go, which is an on-demand experience of HBO, like a BBC iPlayer type of HBO experience. And this is really popular, of course, for all the HBO subscribers. And it provides another reason why you shouldn't cancel your HBO subscription, despite the fact that it's a $20 per month subscription. So that's one example of an application that is launched on TV today. Another example is when a company owning content provides a new experience in the living room. So here's an example from NBA basketball. So what they're looking for is essentially to provide. So I don't know if anyone is a basketball fan here, but the core essence I've found with basketball is there are so many games that no one can keep up to all the games. So every season there are tons of games that are not really available on TV today. So the only ways the NBA can monetize this is to provide some sort of experience where you have pay-per-view access to any game that you want to see. For all the basketball fans out there, you can pay a season pass. You can choose to pay a season pass for like $200, and then you have access to all the games that are not viewed that are not possible to be seen on linear, normal TV. that is the NBA Game Time service. So you have essentially access to any game, any live game, and on-demand catch-up of the last night's games and interviews. And in this example here, this screen here is about player information, statistics. You have the schedules, you have the highlights from the best shots of yesterday and so on. So you're providing a premium application experience using sort of a content, premium content like basketball in this case, for TV usage. And this is something you couldn't do in the past, but you can do it on the new connected TV platforms. NBA is of course doing this to make more money, so they're charging consumers extra fees. A totally different case is MTV. And MTV is, as most of you know, it's an extremely well-known brand, but the usage of MTV, the viewership of MTV is pretty low. So their challenge is to drive consumers to view the channel, to drive consumers to engage with MTV so they can make more money out of advertising. So it's a brand awareness experience that they're looking for. And what MTV is trying to do here is to provide hottest new artist type of application. So they have a top list, editorially created top list of the best new artists, and you can view, you can navigate this top list, you can view videos from the artist, you have the bios, you have the Twitter feeds from the artist, you have some photo slideshow, whatever you would like to get to get to know the latest and greatest artists from this from the MTV editorial team. And this is a way for MTV to engage with the consumers, to be trusted as sort of the ones that could provide the sort of the latest and greatest of music. And hopefully from MTV's perspective that will lead to an uptake of the normal viewership and more ad revenues and so on and so forth. So I think this is a good example of something that connects the normal broadcast experience with sort of an application experience on TV. If we're looking at the other side, so now I've taken a couple of examples which have a content experience on TV. If we're looking at the other side, what about products and the commerce and so on? That is definitely possible to do. I have two examples here. The first one is a campaign application from Toyota, which has been launched in the US on a couple of platforms. So the key thing about TV applications is that you can capture people when they're in discovery mode. In this case, when it's cars, you're in a search mode, you're in a discovery mode for a couple of months before you actually choose your car. And during that period of time, you're looking for all possible information about that car, about the competitive cars. And what Toyota has created here is a way to capture people in that discovery mode. So when people are in the discovery mode, they want to have more information about the car, testimonials for other users, maybe book a test drive, maybe have sort of videos of the car in action. And Toyota has provided exactly that in this application. So it's sort of content-centric, but it's content about the car in this case. And it will drive uptake of awareness of this specific model, the 2012 Camry. Another way of doing it could be for sort of let's call it sort of a food type of brand. You can provide your own content connected to that brand experience. In this specific case, it's a recipe application, and you can, of course, there is no brand on this specific image, but you can have, the Heinz recipe app for TV, and you have videos of different recipes and so on. And that will provide a brand experience to consumers while giving them additional value in the TV. In this specific case, you have you can navigate through a number of different recipes, and you will actually see people cooking the recipes. So this is how you do the chickpea salad with lemon parmesan and fresh herbs. And you might have the different recipes, you get the recommendations. So people who like this recipe, they also like this recipe. And you will get the brand experience through a content experience. And I think this is a good example of what works in a TV environment. and what can provide sort of a more of a product experience. One thing I always I get questions about is, yeah, what about tablets and phones? Won't they be used in the living room? Of course. I mean, I'm sure all of you are using your phone while watching TV or your tablet while watching TV. I think the key thing going forward is, of course, how do you use your second screen with your first screen? Of course, you would like to preferably interact with your second screen while watching video on the big screen. Hopefully they could be connected, so if you see something in the Toyota application that you like, then you can automatically get the message on the second screen and book the trip and enter your email address for a specific voucher, whatever it is. But you want to do that on the second screen, not bother about navigating with your remote control or doing something weird with the big screen. And this is something that everyone in the TV industry is doing right now. They are creating a connected experience with the second screen and the first screen, which of course have some technical challenges, and most consumers don't have a tablet today. But I think if we're looking at 3 or 4 years down the line, when tablets and smartphones are more ubiquitous and smart TVs are also more ubiquitous, we will see new experiences popping up. So, to move on, those are a few examples. To move on, I've hinted on a few things, but I wanted to touch upon, if anyone of you are sort of planning to move into doing TV apps for yourself or for your customers or so on. I think I wanted to provide a few pieces of advice on what makes a great TV app, and what are the pitfalls that you should avoid. I have 5 success factors which are key to remember. First of all, a TV app should be about convenience. As soon as it's more difficult to use the TV app than it is to walk over to your computer or start your devices and interact with that, people won't do it. So it's about convenience. It's about capturing consumers in the right moment and providing a more convenient access to them. A normal mistake is to make the app too complex, too much fuss, takes too much time to go into the core use case, so make it convenient. The second of all is context. This might require a bit more explanation. So context is about, so in TV, you have turned on your TV for one reason, and that is probably to consume content, right? And if you can capture the consumers in a contextual environment, if they are watching, I don't know, Dancing with the Stars or something like that, you can capture the consumers in that specific environment and provide additional information or additional applications that is relevant for consumers in that context, either before, during, or after the content consumption. You can provide additional value to them. And I think this is all really successful applications have a contextual element to them on TV. The third one is consumption. So TV apps should be about consumption of content. It shouldn't be about production or uploads or creation of content. People don't have the mindset in TV to actually do all of that. They want to consume content. Sure, they can interact with it, they can play games, they can vote for different things and so on, but they don't want to produce content. They don't want to enter a lot of data. They don't want to register their credit card details or whatever it is that is a production of some sort of information on the TV screen. You can do that with a second screen or a PC, but on the TV, it's a consumption that is the key. Simplicity, and this is sort of the other side of convenience, of course. It's simplicity. It's about not overdoing not overestimating the consumer in the living room. So create a simple UI. Don't avoid anything that would require a lot of interaction for the consumer. And finally, social. And by social, I don't mean necessarily social in the terms of the social media or Facebook interactions and so on. I mean social in the context of the living room. Consumers tend to watch TV together. And if you watch TV together, there are some use cases that aren't really good. So if it's a highly personalized application, it might not be good for TV because you consume a TV app together. I've identified 4 common mistakes here, and I think I've touched upon a few of them. So first of all, people tend to have too much choice. TV is all about packaging. There is a reason why people love TV channels. Someone is packaging content for you. So if you're creating a TV channel, it should be a more limited choice than you have on other media. Inconsistent navigation, this is key. If people don't have any patience at all on TV, you need to be, if you're pressing exit, you need to be able to do exit everywhere in the application instead of changing it for every single area. I talked about the overuse of text input. The 4th one is also key. So today's TVs are pretty good. It will be very apparent if you haven't spent money on your video. So if the video is of poor quality, people won't use the app. You need to spend the money on a good video distribution. Otherwise, people sort of dismiss it as sort of a YouTube type of service instead of a premium service. Finally, before finishing up, I want to touch upon the monetization. There are 4 ways of monetizing an app on TV. Paid apps, subscription, and what I call awareness marketing and action marketing. So paid apps, it's not really happening yet. I'm sure there will be paid apps in the future, but so far we haven't seen much of it. It's a too immature market. Subscription works really, really well. So something like HBO or something like a monthly subscription to game packages and so on works really well. But it has to be some sort of premium content. If it's not considered premium, consumers won't pay for it, even if it's like a £1 per month type of subscription. Awareness marketing is probably what works best. TV is an awareness medium. People love discovering new things. They might not interact with it, but you're top of mind and then they interact with it on other devices. So awareness marketing is really good. Whereas action marketing is less good. So because you can't close the cycle on the TV. As mentioned, you don't want to have too much text input. You don't want to have too much interaction. So you cannot really close the loop of asking people to buy stuff or sign up for something or register for something, because there are too few consumers who will do that. So action marketing is limited. You need to provide the closing of the loop on other devices. To conclude, people love their TV, just as Homer Simpson, but the connected TV is growing to be a mass market in the coming 12 months. We're currently about 10-15% penetration of connected TV, and within 12 months we will be on 20% penetration in most developed markets in the world, developed markets with a high-speed broadband connection to the home. The main recommendation I have is if you're doing a TV app, you should consider that specific medium. Don't copy the PC or mobile experience. It's a separate experience that consumers are looking for. And monetization should be more marketing focused than actually payment of the specific applications or commerce driven at the moment. It's not really a medium which is suitable for that. People pay for content, but not really anything else. I hope that gave you a good sort of overview of the connected TV market and the opportunities that we see in this specific industry. If anyone have any questions, I will be around this area for the next 15-20 minutes or so. So don't hesitate to grab me after this event. this specific session. Okay, that's it. Thank you very much.